We're stuck, we're flooded, my car is flooded. Within 30 minutes, look what happened here. It is crazy here. It's very dangerous, it's nuts.
Yo, this is crazy, bro.
The National Weather Service issued a flood warning for Brooklyn, Manhattan, Queens, and the Bronx Thursday afternoon through 5:30 p.m. on Thursday. 1 to 2 inches of rain is expected with brief periods of heavy rainfall, according to NWS. Poorly drained and low-lying areas are most at risk. Highways and streets could flood as a result as well. A coastal flood advisory was declared for parts of Brooklyn, the Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, Queens, and Long Island. Between 1 and 2 feet of inundation above ground level is expected near waterfronts and shorelines. The New York City Emergency Management Team said torrential rainfall could cause flooding. Expect sudden bursts of heavy rain, reduced visibility, and possible power outages from downed trees or power lines, NICEM said on social media. New Yorkers are trekking through knee-high water in a flooded Brooklyn street as a rainstorm continues to pummel the tri-state area. People with large umbrellas were wading through the deep water on Halsey Street, while others armed with rakes and brooms were trying to clear out the leaves clogging the street sewers, according to citizen video. Cars were barely driving through a flooded Fulton Street where the water was flowing onto the sidewalks, according to citizen video. The National Weather Service issued a flood warning for Brooklyn, Manhattan, Queens, and the Bronx through 5:30 p.m. Thursday. 1 to 2 inches of rain is expected with brief periods of heavy rainfall, according to NWS. Poorly drained and low-lying areas are most at risk. In the first incident, firefighters responded to the call of a person trapped in a flooded basement in the East Flatbush neighborhood around 4:25 p.m., police and the fire department said. The cause of death has not been determined. In the second, a 43-year-old man died after reports that a person was unresponsive in a flooded boiler room in the Washington Heights neighborhood of Manhattan around 4:44 p.m., police said. The identities of the 2 people who died were not immediately released Thursday. The deaths occurred while a flash flood warning was in effect for Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, and parts of Manhattan. A strong frontal system produced the storms that dropped the rain over the city, the National Weather Service said. Around 3:30 p.m., 1 to 2 inches had fallen with a rainfall rate expected of 1 to 1.25 inches in an hour, the agency said in an alert. Flooding closed the Long Island Expressway in both directions in Queens and the westbound lanes of the Belt Parkway in Brooklyn on Thursday, city officials said. Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn got 2.79 inches of rain Thursday, the Weather Service said, and Midtown Manhattan saw a little over 2 inches of rain. Central Park recorded 1.85 inches, and LaGuardia Airport in Queens got 2.09 inches of rain. Water was reported above car tires in part of Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn. Some cars were stranded around the region, and in the Riverdale section of the Bronx, floodwaters reached the bottom of doors of sedan-style cars, the Weather Service said in a summary of storm reports. There was also a wind advisory for New York City through midnight Friday. The National Weather Service for the region said, winds of 20 miles per hour to 25 miles per hour with gusts of around 40 miles per hour were expected, the agency said, which could bring down tree limbs and blow away Halloween decorations and other objects. City Councilman Justin Brannan reported several intersections in Brooklyn inundated by stormwater, citing the age of some of the sewers and them being clogged with debris. Bay Ridge store owner Tina Jiang's husband spent hours in knee-deep water clearing leaves from the gutter when the sewer backed up, but it wasn't enough to stop the water from flooding her basement and destroying the inventory at her discount store. The New York City Parks Department said as of 4 p.m., it had received 147 reports of downed trees. It asks that tree conditions be reported to 311. In cases of true emergency, New Yorkers should call 911. Among those, trees were reported down in Hollis, Flushing, and the Corona sections of Queens. CBS News New York's Adi Guajardo surveyed the damage, which included massive trees uprooted and at least one car smashed. A tree was also reported to have toppled onto utility wires and crushed a car on East 230th Street in the Wakefield section of the Bronx. The driver had just stepped out of his vehicle when it happened and was not hurt. Con Edison was also concerned about live power lines sparking and causing even more danger. The NYPD said the westbound Long Island Expressway was closed at the Cross Island Parkway for a period of time due to flooding, causing extensive delays. The Westchester County Police Department said the Bronx River Parkway was closed in both directions between Main Street and White Plains, and the Sprainbrook Parkway split in Yonkers. The department added significant flooding occurred on the Hutchinson River Parkway near Mill Road in Eastchester. In Hoboken, New Jersey, Naveen Dhaliwal was at the intersection of Willow and 7th Streets and reported all 4 sewers got clogged, causing flooding in the immediate area and elsewhere. The water later receded, and there were no reports of significant damage or injuries. Also in New Jersey, crews had to rescue a driver and a child from floodwaters in Bayonne. Coastal flooding was reported in the New Jersey communities of Lenoka Harbor, Seaside Heights, Ocean Gate, and Toms River. The weather was responsible for a temporary ground stop and continued lengthy delays at John F. Kennedy International Airport, Newark Liberty International Airport, and LaGuardia Airport. Flyers are urged to check with their carriers before heading to the airport. The MTA said some subway lines were forced to bypass stations due to water on the tracks. All weather-related service disruptions have since ended. NG Transit said North Jersey Coastline Rail service was temporarily suspended in both directions between New York's Penn Station and Long Branch stations due to a downed tree near Woodbridge, and trains temporarily bypassed some stations due to high water conditions near Newark Liberty Airport, but full service has since resumed.
I've never experienced anything like this before.